On today's wrestling news, WWE releases 6 more superstars.
Kevin Owens signs a new 5-year contract with WWE.
Boulder has been fired by AEW.
And who Seth Rollins actually wants to face at Mania, and it's not who you think.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the news time? My name is Phil Chambers and I'm joined by Gareth Morgan to talk all things wrestling news. But first up, not the greatest news today, WWE have released 6 more superstars. Now this is following the release of Duke Hudson earlier this week. And most of this is coming from PW Insider and Fightful. Now, I'm going to go through them all one by one because there's some interesting names in there that you might not have expected. So the first up is Sonya Deville. Now, she's not being released per se. They've just told her that her contract will not be renewed at the end of it. So she's got a few weeks left on that. And then she will be a free agent and able to do whatever it is that she would want to do. This obviously breaks up the Pure Fusion Collective, which has been a weird stable on the main roster, kind of directionless and a little bit just there. But it also leaves massive questions open onto what is going to happen with Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, obviously. Now, for those two, like Shayna Baszler, obviously the heights of her debut on the main roster has never been seen again because they never quite pulled that trigger when they really should have done. And they kind of tried to get it back there with the sort of Ronda Rousey stuff, but then even with her taking out Ronda Rousey and like being the person to remove Ronda Rousey from WWE, they never did anything with that whatsoever. So her push has been a bit weird, but hopefully this can be a bit of a reset for her. And the same goes for Zoe Stark. She's obviously got called up to the main roster, and when she has the chance, she looks amazing. Like in the Royal Rumble, she looks like absolutely incredible. She can do incredible things in the ring, but the sort of character work has never clicked. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with both of them. But Sonya Deville was a surprising one out of these for me. I mean, she's been with WWE since 2015 with through Tough Enough. So much longer than you think, and I just feel like there was always much more of an upside to her that never really had the trigger pulled on. Like it felt like they definitely could have done a lot more with her over the years. Like she had moments where she was like really starting to connect, like all the Mandy Rose stuff was absolutely brilliant. But again, another one where it's like feels like some momentum's getting picked up, and it's like never quite pulled that trigger to get her over the edge. So she's the first one. The next up is AOP, Akam and Razor, and as well as that, Paul Ellering, the manager, on top of that. This is the kind of second chance for AOP. They were released back in 2020 in that big, huge round of cuts. And then they kind of brought them back and then kind of did the exact same thing with them, which is odd because if it didn't work the first time, it's strange to just do the same thing again and expect it to click this time. So Karrion Kross has been doing his own thing, obviously, on the main roster recently. Like, he's kind of been separated from them, so this kind of makes sense, I guess. But it just sucks to see more people get released, really. Another one is Cedric Alexander, obviously formerly of the Hurt Business, so it's going to be interesting to see whether AEW will pick him up. But he never really got that main push that we kind of all expected him to, especially since, like, when he was coming into the company in the Cruiserweight Classic, it was basically the fans going, this guy's amazing, you should hire him, that kind of forced their hand into hiring him, and they had that moment with Triple H and things, and then ever since then, never really hit the same kind of heights. It's been, like, tag champion with Shelton Benjamin, but, like, yeah, again, never really got a chance to show what he can do on his own, unfortunately. And the final one is Blair Davenport, another person brought up in the draft of 2024, which I will say will go down as probably the most cursed draft in the history of WWE for NXT, as it also included Baron Corbin, Indy Hartwell, Tegan Knox, Dijak, Odyssey Jones, and Kiana James. So it's definitely a bit of a cursed round of draft picks from NXT for the 2024 draft. But Blair Davenport, she was brought up and then completely directionless on the main roster. Like, they had no clue what they were doing. She's wrestled just 5 matches on SmackDown, which is insane. Like, why bring someone up if you just don't have anything planned in place to give her a push or give her anything to do on the main roster? So this one sucks as well, but she's obviously formerly Bea Priestley on the independent scene. She was did loads of things in Stardom, obviously WCPW as well. She was our women's champion at one point, so like, hopefully there'll be plenty of things for her to do on the sort of independent scene and be a bit of a hot ticket. But yeah, interesting to see what all of these people do. And there are a few rumours of, like, potentially some more coming, but we'll have to wait and see. Watch this space.
Yeah, it must be terrifying if you're in NXT right now and they're saying, yeah, we're going to bring you up. It's like, are you sure? Are you sure? You got a plan? You know what we're doing? Like, I know a lot of this is sometimes like people coming up as well and being perhaps given opportunities and just not connecting in the way that many people hope. Like there's a lot of different things that go into this. It's not just WWE just didn't have a plan. Sometimes it is that, but there's also a lot on the performer side as well. It's awful seeing anyone lose the job like this, like straight away. So that's just to get that out there in terms of, we hope that everyone's all right and they land on the feet, and they're going to have loads of opportunities out there in the wrestling business right now, because there's never been more like different places to go where you can really earn some money and get exposure. So hopefully they all do really well. Yeah, the AOP one's kind of a baffling one again, because you just brought them back and done, like you said, copy and paste what we did last time that worked so well, and surprise, it's not worked again. So that one's a shock. Sonya Deville, that one for me is always been a really compelling character, like you're saying, someone that's just got something about her where you go, oh, they just like tapped into what, like, her as a human, just like when she was playing like the general manager kind of role, there was just a little bit of personality there where you're like, oh, if you just kind of move this into an actual wrestling character, there's something there.
Like, but well, again, her, like when she went off for a bit, and like she had the like stalker issues, and then when she came back and she was getting like a bit of a babyface reaction, and it's like, oh, maybe they can try something new with her, try and go like a babyface direction with her, because she's like obviously a good person, like behind the scenes. Like, why don't we let some of that come out and see if that works? But like nothing they did with her ever like had a sustained push or like something behind it that gave it a chance.
And she had that believability, because you did believe she could genuinely kick your ass, which is always helpful in these kind of scenarios. So if you actually connect with somebody as well and then like them as a person, it's just the best of both worlds. So it was all there. But you never know with these things. It's not forever with the releases. Like if you go out there and you do make a name for yourself again and really smash it, like there's always, it seems like that door is open with WWE. They go, all right, go and do a Drew, as they call it now, isn't it? Like, go and do a Drew, like take the world by storm, and then maybe there's a position, make yourself undeniable and come back like Cody as well, like those kind of people. So there is a chance there, but I just hope everyone's okay, because it's just crappy news, and send everyone the best. But in some more positive news right now, like speaking of contracts, I guess, and like people being signed with WWE, Kevin Owens has officially re-signed with WWE. Shocker, I know. Like the guy who just put on this incredible program with Cody Rhodes and this great ladder match, they've re-signed him, because it looks like he's going to go far. So this all, like the talk of this all started yesterday when Owens put on X, Twitter, if you guys help support my daughter's Girl Scout troop by buying some cookies, I promise to keep wrestling for at least 4 years, 11 months and 22 days more. And he put a little link in there as well to go buy some cookies. But obviously straight away everyone was like, wait a minute, that's a very specific amount of time there, Kevin. And Fightful Select then confirmed that, it's indeed the case. He has re-signed with WWE for 5 more years. They put on, I think Sean Ross Sapp popped it on X again. He put, it was all but confirmed, but Fightful Select spoke with sources close to the situation. Salty's not happy. Sami Zayn fan, evidently, who confirmed that Kevin Owens did sign a new deal with WWE that started at the Royal Rumble. So while Phil goes off and deals with his animal, that started on the Rumble. There you go. So that deal started at the Rumble, and it will now keep him with WWE until January of 2030. And Owens will be 45 at that point, and he signed with WWE initially, I think it was 2014, so that would be, at the end of this deal, it's 16 years with WWE, like when we get to the end of that deal. So that's a hell of a run. He did re-sign with WWE last time, it was late 2021, and that was a 3-year deal, and that was at the point where everyone was like, oh, is he going to go to AEW? Because everyone was going to AEW. It was a massive star at that point. You had Punk, Danielson, Cole, it was like that. We're moving over to AEW, that's where things are shifting. But Owens decided to stay, and then what did he get? He got a couple of WrestleMania main events. He's now in the middle of this boom. He's had these incredible runs. It seems like he made the right call. And I wouldn't bet against him probably making the right call again here, because he's probably been paid well, because Kevin Owens is just a safe pair of hands. Has got these weird like connotations where people think, oh, it's bland. No, Kevin Owens is like a safe, captivating pair of hands. Like, whatever he does, it's going to be amazing. So just put him in there with anyone and it will be awesome.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. It doesn't matter what he's doing. He can do one promo and make the entire thing believable. And he's 100% worth picking up for 5 years for WWE. Great call for Kevin Owens. It worked out last time, didn't, like you say, he got the main event against, he got a WrestleMania main event against Stone Cold Steve Austin out of it. I think he's happy. I think he's doing all right. So yeah, this is just some good news. Good news for Kevin Owens. Good news when good, talented people just get theirs. And this seems like
it's good seeing people get the flower, like a guy that has been, I'd say underrated probably for a big chunk of his career in WWE because there's been bigger stars and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He's getting his flowers now, you feel. Everyone's kind of going, oh, if you give him some good creative, the man can soar.
Yeah.
What a world.
Especially a guy as un-WWE as Kevin Owens is, to be able to find a way of fitting within that system and not like using your un-WWE-ness as a positive more than anything else, and reach the heights. He said he's done all right as old Kevin. Well done you. And they're very much looking forward to 5 more years in WWE. But moving over to AEW and some not so good news. Boulder has been fired by AEW. Now this is coming from a report from Fightful. His real name, Thomas Wansaw, was reportedly fired by AEW following an arrest for battery by strangulation. Now, this was to his fiancée on January 13, according to the arrest affidavit. And it goes on to say that it was a verbal argument that escalated into a physical altercation when he pushed her to the ground and then stood on her neck until she passed out. She regained consciousness about 5 to 10 minutes later and managed to retreat outside and call 911. Now the reports, now that the relationship has been physical, sort of a few more times before, and Wansaw admitted that what he did was not right and told officers he was upset after his fiancée made negative comments about his job. So obviously AEW have fired him now. Last time we saw him on TV, I think it was like January 11th in a match. But yeah, I mean, there's no excusing this, and it's the absolute right call from AEW.
Yeah, really good call. Swift call as well, which is good to see. Like, when this news has dropped, they've acted quickly. There's not much more to add. Just, you can't condone it. We'll just see how it plays out, like, obviously, with everything else now. But yeah, awful news. Just don't know what more to say about it. It speaks for itself, really. So yeah, we'll just move back into the more wrestling on screen chaos of WrestleMania now, just to put a bit, maybe a lighter spin on the end of the video. So Seth Rollins is a wrestler, obviously, and he's a wrestler who seems to be in the middle of what looks like a super fascinating match coming into WrestleMania, because there's been a lot of reports out there that it's going to be Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk in a triple threat. That's the talk of the town right now. Everyone's saying that's where things are going. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it. Some people want to see the Roman Reigns and Seth thing. Some people want to see Seth and Punk, or Punk and Roman, whatever it is. That looks like where we're going. But Rollins is one of the people who doesn't want any of that. Doesn't want any of it. Don't want Roman Reigns, don't want Punk. He was having a chat with Rich Eisen on the Rich Eisen show. I believe he was chatting with Rich Eisen. It'd be weird if he was chatting to somebody else on a show called the Rich Eisen show. And he said to him, he was talking about like the Elimination Chamber. He was talking about a few other things. So initially he said, Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. When you win the Royal Rumble in our world, you get the opportunity to challenge a champion at WrestleMania. The winner of the Elimination Chamber generally gets the opportunity to challenge the leftover champion, whoever hasn't been selected. I don't know which way Jey's going to swing. I don't think on SmackDown he made it super clear. I think they were having a chat with Cody, and he was a bit like, it could be a good thing. We'll see what happens. I've not watched all of SmackDown, so at the end of it, he could have turned around and said, yeah, I want you, so throw eggs at my face if I've got that one wrong. But at this point, when Seth was chatting, it had not been made clear. So he said, my dream opponent is Cody Rhodes for that title at WrestleMania. And so he said, Cody is a guy, when we came back to WWE, we had a series of matches. He won all of them, 3 in a row. I lost all of them to Cody Rhodes. I helped Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania last year win the WWE Championship. I think it would be very poetic if I was able to take the WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes this year at WrestleMania. So that's my perfect plan. Now, I think he was also saying there's a lot of things obviously up in the air and at play right now that could get in the way of that, like Jey Uso Uso suddenly going, I fancy a match with Cody Rhodes, or someone else win the Elimination Chamber. Seth maybe not even qualifying for the Elimination Chamber match because he's got that match against Finn Balor, I believe. I don't know if it's on next week's Raw or the Raw after. I don't know if that's been made very clear. I should probably keep my eye on this kind of stuff, really, if I'm going to talk about it. But yeah, it's looking like Seth's idea for the perfect WrestleMania would be Cody versus Seth for the WWE title. And now he said it, I don't hate it. I don't know why they've had great matches in the past and the story's there.
They've definitely had great matches in the past and the story is definitely there, but I don't see it as a WrestleMania main event, unfortunately, Seth. They've obviously done it 3 times before, and it's just like you want something new and fresh and exciting. You want Punk versus Cody for the WrestleMania main event. At least that's what I want for the WrestleMania main event.
That wasn't even in my brain there. I'm still thinking Cena Cody. So this just shows you, doesn't it? There's so many different things you can throw at it.
Personally, I don't want the triple threat match though. Like I think that moment in the Royal Rumble, like obviously Punk eliminated both of them, but like the moment you remember from that is Seth curb stomping Roman. Like CM Punk wasn't really involved in that little bit of it, so I think that's a Seth Roman thing. But yeah, I personally would prefer Punk versus Cody.
Have you seen the thing, I don't know where I saw it online, of a potential like fatal 4-way WWE championship thing of like Cody, Roman, Punk and Cena? I mean put Seth in that scenario. Fatal 5-way, screw it, put them all in there. I'd be up for something mad like that. I like chaos at WrestleMania. It just needs to be big and bombastic and just stars. That's all I want.
Well, there you go. Let us know in the comments what you want to see. How, just how all this should shape up. Like the Jey Uso winning the Rumble thing has just thrown everything out the window, basically, in terms of what the main event scene at WrestleMania is going to look like. So it's all out there. Let us know in the comments what you want to see. But also you can head over to whatculture.com/tickets and get your tickets for our world tour. We are going to Belfast, Manchester, Glasgow, London, and then over to Las Vegas as well. All the tickets for all shows are available. Every ticket is seated. Every ticket includes a meet and greet and a Q&A, and Miller's going to be doing a live ups and downs or a Y depending on the night. Each show is going to be different. There's going to be live podcasts, and it's just going to be a really, really good fun time. And the Las Vegas one is just a massive evening of entertainment with all of that stuff with us, complete with a live SmackDown watch along right before WrestleMania, and just a big evening of drinking and hanging out with us. It's going to be 4 p.m. till late. Who knows when it's going to go on till. It's going to be really, really good fun. So all the tickets are available at whatculture.com/tickets. Get yours right now.
Get them done.
And follow us over on social media. You can follow me at Phil My Chambers. You can follow Gareth
at gmorgan04 on X, on Instagram at Gareth Morgram, and then for all your personal training needs and fitness kind of stuff, we've got at fitness.focus.gm.
There you go, and have yourselves a bloody good day.